All right. The towers are rising.
Well, they're gonna get taken down by they're gonna get taken down by a United Airlines flight. So.
Oh man, it's also check the timestamp of what weekend we're recording this on. Anyways,
yeah, we're 2 days early. Damn it.
Anyways, welcome to part 24 of the Sonic Frontiers playthrough. Ready for Rhea Island, the break in the game? Or wait, no, this is just the Kronos reskin. I mean, the Oranos reskin. I mean,
this is the Lore Dump Island.
Yeah, the Lore Dump Island. I mean, yeah, I understand why this island is everyone's least favorite, because, you know, it breaks away from the game's formula. But at the same time, when I played it at first, I was like, oh, I actually don't mind the break in the formula right now, because we did just do the same thing 3 times in a row, so...
I think one of the hardest things about this game, in my opinion, is, like, it should be telling that I can't tell the... other than... That a lot of the gameplay from different islands, people can't tell the fucking islands apart. Like, unless they actually have played the game a fair amount. Like, even if they know which one is which, kind of. Like, the gameplay for a lot of these islands does look very similar. So, it's a very tedious game, in my opinion. It feels very samey for a lot of it, which... Like, great, and I like...
I mean, do you mean formulaic or aesthetically? Because if you're talking aesthetically, there's a reason behind that.
Yes. I think both. I think there's both, but...
Yeah, well, aesthetically is...
Well, yeah, because, like, you play Kronos for the first time, and it's like, yeah, this is a pretty fun gameplay loop and stuff, and then you do the same thing for Ares and Chaos Island, and it's like...
And I got bored of it, bro. I got bored of it. It's the exact same gameplay loop. And it's not like there's new puzzles or anything to shake it up for the majority of the time, because...
They don't even get harder.
They don't get harder. It's just... It feels kind of like... It feels like a game that I could kind of play without focusing my attention on it, which is boring to me. Especially since there's so much opportunity in a game this scale to make something really special. Like,
I mean, like, I feel like part of the joy from this game's the gameplay loop is just turning your brain off and just seeing the fun guy go through all the jungle gym shit, because that's my favorite part of the game.
I guess I've always wanted a more... I don't like the super complex 3D platforming. In fact, I fucking hate it from Sonic. But, like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to make really cool, like why is there not crazy high-speed puzzles? That'd be fucking cool. I don't have an idea for one, but I feel like...
Well, like, yeah, that there you go. Yeah, that's the thing. I was about to ask you, what do you mean by high-speed puzzle, but you just said I don't have an idea for one, so... yeah,
well,
that's something.
I feel like Sega could probably come up with an idea with it.
Well, I don't know. That just doesn't seem like a thing, and, like... When it comes to puzzles in this game, I mean, like, they're just... It's the only reason... They're the Ubisoft mechanics. That's really all that there is. So they don't need to be that brain-taxing or to reveal the map at all. We don't talk about that Kronos puzzle in order to get to the final boss. That's... Okay, if you wanted a hard puzzle, well, there you go.
Puzzle in the entire game.
Like the one part where the difficulty spikes in the entire game. But yeah, no, freaking, it's just not that kind of gameplay loop.
I know, and I kind of wish it was.
Well, again, like,
I know why it's not.
Yeah, it's the formula still remains the same, but you gotta remember that I
feel like for me, Sonic feels rough. It's definitely a first attempt. It feels like
that's fair enough.
Open world, but there's not a lot that keeps me wanting to come back to that open world at all. Like, I feel like Sonic benefits from a linear structure because, like, he doesn't exactly have a fleshed out move set. Like, other than the fact that he runs fast, he can't, like Zelda's interesting because of the array of items, and that's why it's really interesting in an open world setting. Because you can uncover new parts of the world based on your knowledge of the game mechanics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and do new things. It's really fun because of that. But Sonic, you just kind of run around and do tedious tasks over and over again, and they don't get harder. Like,
they can. Like the
combat is just a game of like fucking hold down parry button, spam the fucking auto combo button, and fucking wait for them to die. Like, it's just, I feel this game is beautiful. It felt like, I like how the physics work. I like how Sonic controls. I like the world, like a lot of the world level design. It just feels very empty to me as an experience. Outside of like, there's like no incentive to go off the beaten path and explore stuff, in my opinion, because you can find enough stuff to level up as much as you will actually reasonably need without going off the beaten path. And the stuff off the beaten path, like there are so many extra memory tokens for each island. It's like fucking comical.
Oh, like some of them have a high.
And considering that you can get memory tokens every once in a while from doing a side loop, you technically could just spend like several hours side looping and get all the memory tokens and not even have to touch the fucking map.
Technically, I wouldn't recommend it, but I get what you're saying. But yeah,
it's like it doesn't incentivize you exploring at all. Like, there's not really like it's just.
Like, no, like I feel like that's the only thing that the game's doing is incentivizing you to explore.
But I feel like
because, like, technically, there's only a beaten path in the sense that there's a formula to how these story beats play out. Because you need to do those things in order.
That's
so,
true.
like, yeah, in terms of, like, that's the only, like, recognition of a quote-unquote beaten path that there is. Because the level design and how the level structure is not so much the progression, but the structure of it is like you're open to do whatever you feel like. Like, you can go out and do the jungle gym shit, or you can go and fish, or you can play cyberspace if you want to. I don't know if you would though, but that's besides the point.
Well, see, the problem is that the things that break it up for me are cyberspace, but I don't like the cyberspace levels that much.
Yeah, that's also no.
The
Like,
majority of them feel too short or just boring. Or they're just a shittier rehash of an old stage from a past game, and it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
Making stages really that hard, especially when they're like fucking a minute long?
I'll gladly play them over Sonic Forces levels.
When they're a minute long and you took 5 years to develop the game, is it really that hard to make a few more fucking 1 minute stages?
Yes, it's just so hard.
I mean, hey, they also made Sonic Forces. Little did you know. That was the entire game.
At least, Sonic Forces didn't recycle stages, at least. Granted, it's stages it did have were just running in a straight line, shooting.
Yeah.
Shooting bullets.
But yeah, no, I agree with because that was the thing I was mentioning in the earlier part. Is like, this game doesn't have a whole lot of replay value.
I think it would if they made some sort of like master mode for it, where like, parry timing isn't automatic, where the combos have more complex stuff like that, and maybe they add some new content that's accessible because of it.
Well, yeah, that's what they keep. That's what they keep doing. Because I think this is technically the first Sonic game in this quote-unquote modern gaming era where they have to keep constantly updating the shit. And this is like package 12 or some shit. I don't know. It's a new Destiny 2 expansion.
I used to be a Destiny guy, but I left because of those expansions draining my fucking wallet in middle school.
Yeah.
See, so be thankful for Sonic Frontiers making those expansions free.
Like they should be with a $60 fucking game?
Yeah.
The paid DLC, when it's small, like, upgrades, should not be paid. Like, unless it's cosmetics or some shit. Like, Titanfall 2 has DLC, but it's just cosmetics.
I just drip.
It's literally just drip for your Titans. That's it.
Do you have to pay for that stuff?
You do, but there's so many cosmetics. Like, you unlock a new chassis, like, an aesthetic chassis, whereas you already had repaintables, like, literally, like, I think, like, at least, like, 200 fucking skins already, like, paint jobs that were accessible. And then they added, like, the new, like, the Ion Titans and the Prime Titans. and they work the same. Like they're exactly the same. They just have a new like chassis design, but they accept all the same paint jobs.
Isn't Titanfall 2 a first-person game?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I ask what's the point of cosmetics if you never see it?
Yeah, your opponent see it.
Oh, you can. Here's one thing: you can get out of your Titan.
Oh, okay.
And run around while it's and it can go do its own thing.
Oh, okay.
It's
or follow you.
It's to intimidate your enemies. Like,
It is,
how much
it
money
is.
you spend on the game.
It is absolutely an intimidation factor and a way to show. If you have
on it.
people will know if you certain skins are harder to unlock than others in terms of the paint jobs. And it can show that you've mastered a weapon or some shit like that.
Okay.
And that is a show, and you will get respect for that. It shows people that you like the game. You've spent time at it.
Sure.
Because you can't because it's not just pay to win skins. Like you have to actually like all of the skins, like a lot of the best skins. You can buy a lot of them. However, there's a lot that are locked behind actual game progression in the multiplayer and just getting fucking experience with weapons and with subclasses and with just leveling up your character. Like you can making your gun gold. You have to fucking prestige or like you have to like prestige that gun's level or whatever.
I see. Okay.
Shit like that.
Yeah. I was about. I'm still waiting for like the biggest scam in gaming ever: skins for your player. The game's first person.
That's Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Oh.
That is Halo.
Oh. Do tell.
So the one of the things it's been a while since I played Halo Infinite, so I don't know if it's like any better, but I definitely know for like a lot for the beginning and stuff like that. A lot of people really didn't like the stores and stuff or whatever for for buying, because a lot of the stuff they're just like cosmetics or like extra things you can get or stuff like that. But what sucked is that they cost a lot of money, and like some of them you couldn't even like if they would be like limited or something. So if you didn't get them, they were just fucking gone and shit like that.
Oh.
And because Halo's a first-person game, you're like customizing yourself, but like literally you only see that kind of shit if your character ends up in like the lobby, or if your character like dies, or you watch like a replay or something like that. You don't see your character like wearing half the shit you get for yourself.
So you can only see it when you're driving.
Pretty much.
Got it. Oh wow. Oh, that's.
I just
so
remembered another change that the Prime Titans thing does in Titanfall 2. It changes the Titan's voice as well. That's kind of a cool thing it does. Because you can get like a deeper like with the Titan I use the most. I think it was Ronin. It actually has a way deeper, more badass sounding voice. So it's like, welcome aboard, pilot. It's like a deeper voice, and it's fucking cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, do we have one more?
No, that was the last one for today.
That was the last one?
Yeah, you can go to sleep now.
I'm not gonna go to sleep.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Who's playing fucking Breath of the Wild? Or
I'm playing
the Kingdom?
I'm playing Pokemon Arceus.
Same thing.
I thought I heard the fucking death sound from a Bokoblin.
No, it's Breath of the Arceus.
I remember when Arceus came out, and Gavin got it, and I immediately was like, how the fuck is this a new game? Why does it look so bad? Like, the graphics on it are just fucking awful.
Who cares? Brought to you in by Game Freak.
Like, it plays well. It's a very it's a really fun Pokemon game.
It's the only Pokemon game I've played all the way through.
It's fun, but God, does it why do the grass textures look like they're from like a fucking second gen console?
Yeah.
Second gen. Second gen.
I'm kidding.
That's the
It's
Atari.
called an exaggeration, bro. They look like they're from like the fucking PS2, though.
Okay.
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's obviously from the N64.
That shit from the NES.
Gavin's defending like fucking 10 or like he's defending
no,
like
it's bad.
144p.
No, it's bad. However, I don't care.
I get it. I kind of care that they're shipping a game that because we know that why did they try to use tech?
We're
Because
Sonic
Breath of the
fans.
Wild.
We buy bad games every time.
I don't.
Oh yeah.
I
What's
used
your
to.
favorite game? Wrong.
I didn't buy Forces. I got it as a gift.
I feel sorry for whoever bought it for you.
I do too. I feel bad for my grandparents who bought me Forces, and then I played it for like one playthrough. Hated it so much I never touched it again. Actually, I did touch it again, and I fucking stopped playing it about halfway through, trying to replay it because I was so bored of it, and I just booted up Generations and had a fucking blast.
Oh yes, the average Sonic Forces experience.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I was like, this can't be as bad as everyone says it is. Like, I remember it being like lame, but not as bad as everyone says it is. And then I went back and I'm like, oh my god, this is the most fucking boring level design ever.
It's bad because it is
I
lame.
tolerated getting through it the first time.
And it sucks too that we have kids who like people who play a game like Sonic Forces growing up, and then they defend it when they become adults.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Forces is fine if you're a kid, all right? It's not like Sonic 06 if you're playing that as a kid, but
Yeah. Sonic 06 sucks because it has so much fucking potential.
That's also true. Well, not the
Because
story.
like,
That's why
if it wasn't broken, it probably would have been really good.
They hadn't moved half their team to develop Secret Rings, and yeah.
Seriously, Secret Rings sucks too. Both of the games that came out from that team split are ass. Secret Rings is like cool conceptually, but its controls completely destroy it.
Because they wanted to also have like Sonic 06 like for the Wii, but because it's not as strong as the PlayStation or Xbox, they were like, okay, well, we need to make a different game then. So they
should. I don't get why they didn't just down-res the textures, because it would have worked, bro. Call of Duty had titles on the fucking Wii. They could have made it work.
Says you.
And everything all of the stuff in fucking Sonic 06 that actually looks graphically good is pre-rendered.
Oh yeah.
That's the point.
Like, it looks worse than Sonic. Like and all of the in-game rendered shit looks worse than the in-game shit in Sonic Colors.
Ultimate.
Like, why couldn't they make it work?
Because they're okay. It's Sonic Team. They're incompetent.
I think they couldn't make it work because it was really early in the Wii's lifetime, and they did not have heads up from Nintendo about how to develop for the Wii.
Probably.
And then Secret Rings was split. That and Nintendo probably didn't like the fact that they were making a game that was not based around shitty motion controls, because they really wanted to capitalize on that damn Wiimote.
Yeah.
To the point where they fucked up Twilight Princess's controls for no reason, because it doesn't even benefit off of motion controls other than the fucking aiming. The pointer aiming. That's the only thing.
Oh, yeah, and also...
And the pointer aiming still makes you have a fucking fairy floating on your screen making noise all the time. Oh, yeah. It sucks.
Also,
Me when fairy.
Mirroring the entire game.
Yeah, too. For no reason. Like, why did you have to make Link right-handed just because people are swinging the Wiimote? Even though it's not one-to-one, the swing is equivalent to a button press.
Yeah, it's not as... it's
like, just a less responsive button press
to a varying,
that makes your arm tired.
To a varying degree, it feels more natural in Skyward Sword.
It's kind of interesting to think about, actually, like, because Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword were mirrored so that Link was right-handed because most people are right-handed and stuff like that. But what's interesting to think about is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Link is also right-handed.
Oh, is he?
They did that. I think they just kind of did that as a creative choice or something. Isn't he like right-handed in like in the NES game?
You can't really tell because you stab your sword in that game. You don't swing it.
Yeah, but he holds his shield in one hand.
It's
so you can tell by whichever the other hand is.
Oh, okay. No, he's holding the shield with the right hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess he is stabbing with his left. He didn't learn how to swing though.